Okay, picture this. You're at a huge 60th birthday party in Lagos. It's flashy, there's a famous musician playing, and the birthday boy is up dancing with his wife. Let's call her Pink. Seems normal, right? Then suddenly, boom, another woman, Green, gets right up on stage. And she's saying she's his wife too. Things get messy. Videos explode online. Everyone starts talking. What on earth just happened?
It's really quite something, isn't it? How a, deeply personal family drama just erupts into the public domain like that. And it really split opinions online, didn't it? You had people firmly on Team Green. Their whole thing was, oh, they dated ages ago, reconnected. It's destiny,
Yeah, I saw that angle. But then you had Team Pink. And they're saying, hang on, 30 years of marriage, 4 kids together. How can he just bring in a second wife now? It felt incredibly unfair to Pink.
Exactly, and that brings us right to why we're digging into this today. It's not just about the gossip, the spectacle. It's about the really fascinating and pretty critical legal side of things under Nigerian law.
Because it looks like simple marital chaos, but you're saying it's more like a legal maze.
Precisely. It's a situation where one single fact, just one detail, changes absolutely everything. The whole legal outcome pivots.
Okay, all right, let's unpack this properly then.
So let's recap the core story, just to be clear. We've got this successful businessman, big 60th bash in Lagos. It's a major event. Pink, his wife for 3 decades, mother of his 4 children, she's obviously there, dancing with him. That's the picture everyone expected.
Right, the established family scene. Then comes Green, the blast from the past. The story goes she's an ex from, over 30 years ago. Apparently left him back then for someone else, went off to the UK. That didn't work out.
That seems to be the narrative, yes. Her UK marriage dissolves, she comes back, somehow reconnects with the man after all this time, and crucially, just before this big birthday party, he performs traditional marriage rites with her. Quiet.
Quietly until the party. Anyway, so what exactly happened on stage? She just declared herself.
Well, feeling emboldened by these recent traditional rites, she came onto the stage, very publicly staking her claim, you could say, trying to position herself right there with him. Pink, understandably, wasn't having it. It turned into a confrontation. And those viral videos, they basically showed this messy, private situation spilling out for everyone to see.
And cue the internet storm. It's amazing how fast sides get picked online. You mentioned Team Green. They were pushing this idea of like a destined reunion.
Yeah, the narrative was strong. They dated first, long before Pink, so Green had some sort of prior claim in their view. Destiny brought them back together.
But Team Pink saw it very differently.
Oh, absolutely. For them, it was about the commitment. 30 years, the children. They felt bringing in Green now was just cruel. And they also pointed fingers at the husband. Why didn't he manage the situation on stage? Why let Green disrespect Pink like that?
It raises questions about respect, even within a system that might allow polygamy.
Right. While polygamy itself isn't, out of the ordinary in certain contexts in Nigeria, the way this unfolded, the timing, the public confrontation, it definitely struck a nerve about fairness.
Okay, so behind all the drama, the online fighting, you said there's one key legal point. What is the absolute crux of the matter legally? The one thing that changes the whole game?
It all boils down to this. What kind of marriage did the man and Pink have 30 years ago? Was it a statutory marriage, or was it a customary or Islamic marriage? That single fact dictates everything that follows legally in Nigeria.
Okay, statutory versus customary Islamic. Let's break that down. What's the deal with a statutory marriage?
So a statutory marriage is one conducted under Nigeria's Marriage Act. Think registry office, church wedding recognized by the act. And the absolute key thing here is it's strictly monogamous. One man, one woman, period. If Pink had a statutory marriage with him and it was still legally ongoing,
then he couldn't legally marry anyone else, not even customarily.
Correct. While that statutory marriage exists, he cannot legally contract any other valid marriage, whether statutory or customary. The law is very clear. Section 35 of the Marriage Act specifically prohibits it.
Wow. So if Pink's marriage was statutory, what does that mean for Green and her recent traditional marriage? Is it just puff, gone?
Legally speaking, yes. Green's marriage would be null and void ab initio, from the very beginning, invalid. She would have zero legal status as a wife. In the eyes of the law, she'd essentially be a cohabitant, maybe a girlfriend, but not a wife.
And that has huge implications, right? Like for inheritance.
Massive implications. Only Pink and her 4 children would be considered the legitimate heirs to his estate under the law governing statutory marriage. Green, and any children she might potentially have with him in this scenario, generally wouldn't have inheritance rights from his estate based on marriage.
Unless she could prove she contributed financially to buying something specific.
Maybe. She might have an equitable claim, like a resulting trust, if she could prove a direct financial contribution to acquiring an asset, but not rights as a wife.
Okay, this is getting serious. You mentioned the Marriage Act prohibits this. Does that mean criminal charges?
It absolutely can. If he entered into another marriage ceremony, like the customary one with Green, while his statutory marriage to Pink was still valid, he could be charged with bigamy.
Bigamy. What's the penalty for that?
Under Section 370 of the Criminal Code Act, it could be up to 7 years in prison.
7 years. And what about Green? Could she be in trouble too?
Potentially, yes. If she knew he was already in a valid, subsisting statutory marriage when she went through the customary rites with him, she could also face charges.
Okay, that path, statutory marriage, is fraught with legal danger for him and Green, and gives Pink very strong standing. But what about the other possibility? What if Pink's marriage 30 years ago wasn't statutory?
Now that flips the entire script. Let's say Pink and the man had a customary marriage or an Islamic marriage. These systems of marriage, recognized under Nigerian law, explicitly permit polygamy.
They allow multiple wives. So if Pink's original marriage was one of these?
Then the man is legally perfectly entitled to marry Green as a second wife. Green's recent traditional marriage ceremony could be entirely valid under customary law.
So wait, in that scenario, both Pink and Green are legally his wives.
Exactly. Both women would hold the legal status of wife.
That's a completely different reality. What about inheritance then?
In that case, both Pink and Green and any children they respectively have with him would generally have valid claims and inheritance rights regarding his estate according to the relevant customary or Islamic law principles.
And the bigamy threat.
Gone. If the first marriage allows polygamy, marrying a second wife isn't a crime, he'd be legally in the clear on that front.
Okay, this fork in the road is huge. Let's walk through what this means for each person. Pink, the first wife. What are her options in each scenario?
Drastically different. If her marriage was statutory, she holds a lot of cards. She could petition the court to formally declare Green's marriage null and void. She could file for divorce, citing his adultery with Green or the cruelty of the situation. And, as we said, she could potentially initiate or support criminal proceedings for bigamy against him and possibly Green. Strong legal position.
But if her marriage was customary or Islamic?
Much tougher for her legally in terms of stopping the second marriage. Since polygamy is allowed, she can't get Green's marriage annulled on the basis of it being a second marriage. Her recourse would be more within the customary framework, maybe negotiating her rights, property share, living arrangements, or seeking some form of separation recognized under that specific custom. But she can't legally invalidate Green's status as a wife.
Okay, now for Green, the second wife, what's her standing?
Again, it hinges entirely on Pink's first marriage. If Pink's was statutory, Green's marriage is legally non-existent. She's not a wife. No automatic rights to maintenance or inheritance as a wife. Her best bet might be, as we touched on, trying to prove financial contributions to specific assets to get something back, maybe through equity. But she has no spousal rights.
And if Pink's was customary or Islamic?
Then Green is golden, legally speaking. She's a legitimate, recognized wife. She has rights to maintenance, inheritance rights alongside Pink and any other wives and children, and general recognition under family law as a spouse.
Finally, the man at the center of it all. What are the stakes for him?
High stakes if Pink's marriage was statutory. He's facing potential prison time for bigamy, civil action to nullify Green's marriage, a likely messy and expensive divorce from Pink, significant financial consequences, just legal turmoil.
But if Pink's was customary or Islamic?
Legally, regarding the validity of his marriages, he's pretty much safe. No bigamy, both wives are recognized. His main problem then isn't the courtroom, it's managing the household drama, the social fallout, keeping peace between his two legal wives. A different kind of challenge.
This whole situation really throws Nigeria's unique legal system into sharp relief, doesn't it? Because if this exact same scenario happened, say, in the UK or Canada or the US, the outcome would be totally predictable and different.
Oh, absolutely. In those jurisdictions, polygamy is simply illegal. Full stop. The man would be facing criminal prosecution. Green's marriage would be void, no question. Pink would be the sole legal wife. The end.
So it's Nigeria's dual system statutory law existing alongside recognized customary and Islamic laws that creates this potential for such wildly different outcomes from the same set of actions.
Precisely. That duality is key. It makes navigating marriage, divorce, inheritance incredibly complex and dependent on choices made, sometimes decades earlier, about how you got married in the first place.
It's really quite striking. The main takeaway here seems to be how profoundly that one detail, the type of the first marriage, reshapes everything for everyone. It turns this, viral public drama into a really powerful illustration of how different legal systems operate, even within one country.
It really does. It's a stark reminder that these legal frameworks, which can sometimes feel abstract, have incredibly real, life-altering consequences for personal relationships and decisions. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we, really grasp the full legal weight of choices like marriage? What other hidden legal tripwires might be out there that we don't even realize until something dramatic happens?